All right, good morning, everyone. This is your principal, Mr. Turner, here to talk about the scheduling process. One of the most exciting and one of the most important things that you do as a student in your career is to choose the classes that you want to take in school. So I want to take a few minutes to talk about a couple of very important things for you to consider, to think about during this time in which we get into the scheduling process for next year, and then talk about a few important dates and a few of the mechanics, a few of the details of how this will work. So I just need your time and attention here for a few minutes. Teachers, if you would, just hold off on handing out any materials there in your wrap class this morning until we finish. One of the guidance counselors will follow me here once I'm finished to talk about some of the specific details that we need to accomplish this morning. So first of all, I just want to review and talk about, our overall goal as a school is for you to be ready to go to college or be ready to go into the workforce or ready to go into the military when you graduate high school here. So we want to make sure that you are ready, and so your choice of classes will lead to that point. So it's very important that you choose classes that are right for you. It's very important that you choose classes that are at the right level of rigor for you so that you have a challenge. You need to be pushed a little bit. As much as we don't like that sometimes, we want to make sure that we're taking challenging classes. If your classes are simply too easy, you won't learn enough. You won't be strong enough as you move forward, and especially after you graduate high school, we've seen time and time again with some students, if they don't work hard in high school, sometimes they're ill prepared for whether it's the workforce or getting into college, and that makes it very, very difficult. So again, our goal is for you to be successful after you finish high school as well. So we want to get you in the right classes, and you want to push just hard enough, but not so hard that your schedule is just crazy difficult. So make sure that you talk with your teachers, talk with your parents, talk with some of your classmates, and try to choose the classes that are right for you in terms of pushing you. So we do want to talk about the scheduling process. So one thing I want to make clear to everyone is how we create our master schedule of classes that students are in right now. What we do is we take all of your course requests. You're going to choose the classes you want, and then we work to build a master schedule with all of our teachers and the staff that we have available to us. It's a very intense process. It takes approximately 3 or 4 weeks to go through all that, working after school with our guidance office, with multiple people putting that together. And we really build it to try to minimize student conflicts. I'll give you one example. Say that you're wanting to take, as a senior, AP Calculus and AP Physics. Well, we work hard in looking at the schedule to be sure we put those in different spots so students could take both those classes. But as we start building the schedule out, that process becomes more difficult. And sometimes there are conflicts still there, but we just try to minimize those conflicts. So really, we recreate the schedule every year based on what the students are asking for with their schedule request. So having said that, you want to make sure that you plan out not only next year, but the other years of high school. So if you've not done that as a freshman, if you're not thinking right now not only of your sophomore year, but you need to be thinking about your junior year and your senior year and plan that out. And same thing for our current juniors. Be sure you're planning next year, but also be thinking about that first year after high school, whether that's college, whether that's the workforce. Be thinking about what that is and planning for that. So schedule out the rest of your entire high school years here. And also be sure that you're looking at the pathways that we offer here at school. There are many career pathways, whether it's in business and agriculture, biomedical science, engineering, whatever it may be. Be sure that you're looking at those, because those are some great opportunities to get good experience in some classes that might lead right into your career right after high school. Also, just one quick reminder, I want to let students know we are talking about scheduling classes this morning and the importance of that and the process of that. But it's important that you also be thinking about the rest of your high school career and what you're involved in, because research is really clear in terms of your involvement in school activities really is a great indicator for your success and your happiness after high school, after college. So be involved in a school organization. Find a spot, find a niche where you can enjoy being involved with some of your classmates, some of your teachers in some type of activity, whether it's a community service activity or whether it's some other type of activity like FBLA, where you're actually going to competitions and conferences and learning more about business and the business world. So, and the last part I want to say about the scheduling process there is just the part about choices. As you're quickly finding, as you move forward, there's lots of choices with classes to take and what to do, and that can be very overwhelming. Whether you want to take an advanced class here, such as an AP class, or you want to maybe take a dual credit class. That's a big decision-making process that's really only right for each individual student in your circumstance. There's no right answer to that. There's only the best answer for you and your situation. So again, reflect on what the choices are in front of you. Talk to other people that have gone through the process. Talk to your parents, talk to your friends, talk to your teachers, and get advice and consider that, and then come to some decisions of what you want to do. As we were talking about choices, though, and how that can be overwhelming, part of what you're starting to see, I hope, is that you can do anything you want. You can do anything, literally, if you work hard enough and you put enough time into it. However, you can't do everything you want. So you have to start making choices. You can't simply do everything. So you have to choose what you want to go into. And that's a difficult process, and that's a stressful process sometimes. So again, talk to people that you know, get good information, and make a decision and move forward. So a couple special things here with our teachers and what they will be doing. Starting today, our teachers will be going into Infinite Campus, and they will be making recommendations for all students' core classes. So what English, math, science, and social studies class you may be having the following year. Your teachers will be putting their recommendation into Infinite Campus. Shortly after that, students will be able to log in, and they will be choosing their elective classes. So students, be sure you're having a conversation with your core teachers in science, math, social studies, and English about what that class should be. And have a discussion, because they're going to give you advice on what they think. And you may be wanting to push yourself and go further. They may be giving you some information on whether that's a good idea or not. So consider that, but also understand we do have a process. If a student disagrees with a teacher's recommendation, say for example a student wants to take an honors English class, however their English teacher may not feel that that student is ready to do that, we do have a process where you can request a waiver for that class. That doesn't mean you're absolutely going to get into the class, but you're going to be requesting to get into that class despite the teacher's recommendation. So that could be possible. We've been able to work that out for some students sometime, and it's been successful. There's been times where we've gone down that route and we've had to back up and it's not successful. And there's been times where we've had to say, no, we think this is the best choice for you based on all the information we have. So just wanted you to know of that process that's in place just in case that you need it. So a couple other things here. With the scheduling process, you're going to be getting a form that'll be your requests and your teachers' classes they're selecting for you. You'll have to gather a couple signatures, but you only need signatures, not for all your classes. You only need signatures for any honors classes or advanced placement classes, or obviously a dual credit class. And you're going to turn that hard copy back into your RAP teacher once you collect those signatures. So let me review just a couple dates, and this is a little scheduling timeline that we have in place. Each of your classroom teachers have a copy of this, and this is also posted on the school website. And for that fact, all the materials, all the forms, and the course description guide is all posted on the school website, along with some directions on what to do with the scheduling process. So again, this is January 28th, and we're meeting on a 1-hour delay schedule. We're going to take this period of 1 hour during RAP to simply go through the scheduling process and make sure that we can get everything taken care of. Let's see. So, and again, starting today, the teacher portal will be open for teachers to make their recommendations. February 4th, we have our incoming 9th grade scheduling night. That's just a night where we go through the mechanics of the scheduling process and take care of a few last-minute questions for middle school students that are coming into Ryle in the 9th grade. And they will be turning their schedule requests into their middle school guidance counselors. On February 4th, that's when we'll open the student portal for them, for all students to be entering your schedule requests, especially for those elective classes. And then on February 4th, 6th, and 8th, we will be changing our schedule. We will be having Monday RAP on February 4th, February 6th, and February 8th, so that we can sit down with students and work through questions, work through the process of getting everything ready to go. Let's see, also February 11th, RAP teachers will be returning request sheets to get required signatures. Those we were talking about only for advanced placement classes, honors classes, and so forth. That'll be February 11th when your RAP teacher gives that to you. And then on February 14th and 15th, that's when we'll be collecting those sheets back. So we'll need your course request sheet back. So then we can then meet with students on February 18th, the advisory day. That's a day when we don't have school, but we will be scheduling guidance and advisement meetings with each individual student and their parents. So students, you're going to be working with your teachers to get that scheduled. And what we want to do is we want to meet individually with everyone to be sure that we answer any questions, to be sure we give some personal attention to each student in this process. And that's a very healthy thing to do. So don't discount the process of just coming in, even if the meeting might be a short meeting. Be sure you understand that it is important to sit down and talk about what you're wanting to do in the future so that we can help you with the process, but also we can hold each other accountable as well. If you're wanting us to help push you and help provide some things for you, we want to make sure that we know those and clearly talk about those things. So be sure that you schedule time to come in with your parents to go through your schedule request to make sure we've got everything taken care of and we're ready to go at that point. Let me double check my list here. I think that's everything that we have for you right now. Here in just a moment, one of our guidance counselors will come on to the video and they're going to walk through the scheduling process and all the documents that you have there with you in the classroom. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and attention. Good luck in the scheduling process. And if you have any questions, please come see me as well. I'd be glad to talk with any of you to give you a little bit of advice or give you my thoughts on things that we're working through with our scheduling process. And then, as always, what we say, make it a great day or not, that choice is always yours.